The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? Today, Amber and Scott are dissecting My Mother's Wedding, because what's better than a third marriage to dredge up old wounds on a weekend? And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
Say what a TDY in the military or the Air Force is.
Love glove!
Love glove!
Wow, you and our movie and immediately have a new inside joke.
Yes, folks, go see My Mother's Wedding so you can share in the love glove joy yourself.
Love glove!
Love glove. All righty, folks. Obviously, we're talking about My Mother's Wedding. Three sisters return to their childhood home for a monumentous weekend, the third wedding of their twice widowed mom. The three daughters are from very different walks of life. Georgina is a hospice nurse, Victoria is a Hollywood star, and Catherine is a captain in the Royal Navy. And we follow them over the course of this weekend of their mom getting married, and her Tupins, who were the fathers to the three girls, one died. He was in military service. Then the mom married
The best friend
of her husband, and then he died shortly after.
in a similar way.
Yeah. So they are reuniting at her home to marry the new guy after many
Love glove!
Love Glove.
That's his last name, not his first name.
Yeah, whose name happens to be Love Glove, and they're all a little mortified she's taking his last name.
Well, yeah, it's Love Glove.
Yeah, I mean, someone actually wrote a script and say, okay, let's name this guy. His last name's Love Glove.
like that's there's something there about like
maybe it's an inside joke for
a doctor's surgical room porn or something.
Yeah, no, there's got to be a backstory there. So
Nurse, get me my Love Glove.
Or Dr. Love Glove. That right there sounds like a porn movie. So two of the daughters belong to the first husband, the first dad, and the other one belongs to the second dad. And they all worship and love these dads who passed away. One girl had one dad and the other one had two dads. And they think the new spouse, the new soon-to-be groom of the all, and they don't understand why she's marrying him.
Well, I mean, I think these three marry, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's issues when your parents date or remarry or whatever. I mean, we all have our hang-ups and preferences and how we think things should be, and change is hard and yada, yada, yada. So we have our three daughters, three sisters here, and one of them is in a lesbian relationship, and she's gone for months at a time serving in the Royal Navy. The other one is a Hollywood actress who seems to be associated with a married man that's old enough to be her dad. So obviously there's some daddy issues going on there.
No.
And our third sister is a nurse who is married to a guy that nobody really seems to like for years, that he's been cheating on her. But
pegging!
Yeah, he's having someone come in and thrust things anally
with a whistle in his mouth.
Yeah, there's some kink going on.
Though
there.
I do like the cameras that they set up. Those were some nice cameras.
Yeah, they hire a detective to see what he's really doing, because he says, "Oh, I can't make it to the night before the wedding. I'll see you tomorrow." And sure enough, he's having somebody violate him in the derriere.
That is actually a accurate description. Violate.
Yeah. So what would you do if you were one of these daughters, one of these sisters who worshipped your dads and found out your mom's getting married, also kind of boring, and his last name is Love Glove? I have a feeling you would actually jump all in and change Love Glove.
No. Yeah, I mean, listen, if there's one thing I have learned in this world is that you get one go around, and you deserve, from your first breath to your last, you deserve the right to try to be happy. Like, don't ever give up trying to be happy. And if being with him makes her happy, then if I'm all for it. You go, girl.
Yeah, when you're an adult, you should be able to harness that kind of maturity. I know as a kid, when my mom dated, I really, really struggled with that. And I think, gosh, if I had handled that a little bit better, maybe things would have been different for me and my mom throughout my life. But, as a 8-year-old, 10-year-old kid, you only have the maturity level you have. But these women were old enough to understand, the dynamics of relationships and love and companionship.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I never had to deal with my mom dating. I had to deal with my dad dating, but not my mom.
Yeah, your dad dating while he was...
Yeah, they didn't get divorced till I was 20. So you guys can tell what I'm saying.
Yeah, you and me belong to the crappy daddies club. So what would you do if you were in a relationship and your significant other, not married to, but long-term relationship, 10 years or so, like our Navy captain was, and your partner is away for months and months and months at a time? That would be hard.
I mean, in fairness, it was pretty similar to what my mom had to go through a lot with my dad. My dad went on TDY and he was gone for...
What's TDY?
I actually don't know what TDY stands for.
Okay, can you give us some context? I'm not a military person.
It basically meant when he went to Korea or Guam and he was doing, theoretically military stuff. He comes back with like bootleg tapes and stories, though he didn't tell those.
Wow, okay. I don't think TDY stands for coming back home with bonking stories.
No, I don't know what it's. Maybe we can have the intern say what a TDY in the military or the Air Force is.
Okay. Anyway, it's some sort of thing where someone leaves for a while. Is that what can we summarize it as such?
Yes, a remote work assignment.
Okay, so what would you do if your other was gone for months at a time? Because that was the dynamic with these two characters, is they have been together for a long time, and one of them thinks it works, and the other one, not so much. At least not in all the ways that she wants it to.
Here's the way I'm looking at it, okay? It's going to take her more than 10 years to get to the point where she's running that ship. That means that that her career was there before her significant other. That means the significant other should have known what she was getting into coming into the relationship. And unless she said up front, I'm quitting, I'm going to be gone, this is good, which I don't think happened, because you tend to have more drive than that if you end up, running a battleship. Yeah,
she, the character you're talking about is Catherine, the sister Catherine, and she followed her father's footsteps into the military, and her partner, Jack, who she is in a relationship with, Jack wants a baby because Catherine has a son that they both share and that Jack takes care of when Catherine is out at sea. But Jack wants the experience of carrying a baby and having her own baby. But here's where that goes sideways, is Catherine makes the decision to get artificially inseminated while Catherine is at sea without them
up. And
Yeah. I mean,
reverse Chumbawamba going on there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, lots of babies probably have been born to Chumbawamba, so maybe it's fair. So we have Jack.
I don't think I've ever even attempted baby making to Chumbawamba. Things I learned about my wife.
Like, oh yeah, nothing makes me wamba.
Kissing the night away.
So Jack they're pregnant. Wow.
Let me tell you, if you're in a lesbian relationship and comes the other one and says, I'm pregnant, there's an eyebrow or 2 or 4 or 10 that get raised really quickly.
Yeah.
Really? You got pregnant.
My first thought was, okay, and there. So it turns out she got artificially inseminated, and Jack apparently did write a letter to Catherine, which was some sort of ultimatum, which we are not 100% clear on what that was, but Jack just got impregnated without it actually having a discussion with her partner of 10 years. What would you do if you were...
Well, I mean, for one, Jack is making unilateral decisions about the family, not just the family structure, but it's not cheap to get yourself artificially knocked up. It's expensive.
It is, and it doesn't always... It doesn't always catch. Sometimes you got to do it a couple times.
Yeah,
We've done a couple movies about that.
She's flinging money out there to get pregnant, and all the while, your partner... You should not get pregnant without your partner knowing it.
Yeah, I mean, even if things are bad, even if things are rough, after 10 years, to make that kind of massive decision in a silo without having the grown-up conversation with your partner of a decade, I mean,
for me, that's Jack saying, I'm doing this. This is what I am going to do. If you would like to come along for the ride, you can. But this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what she was doing.
And if that means we're broken up, that means we're broken up.
Yeah. So the other relationship dynamic here is between Georgina and her husband. And she thinks her husband's been cheating on her. And Georgina's sister Victoria hires a private investigator to plant cameras in Georgina's house to find out what the hubby is actually up to when he said earlier, I can't come tonight, I'll meet you at the wedding tomorrow.
Oh, he came tonight.
Yeah, so they do the film, or they do the taping, and the PI is, I don't know what his mental impairment is, but he sets all the cheating and violation to music to set the mood.
He was like the weird comic relief of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, he went through several song choices that were all equally inappropriate and cringeworthy. But
it was funny.
I mean, in just a wow, this is so inappropriate kind of a way. So now Georgina ends up watching with her sisters the tape of her husband and some other woman and getting their kink on. So what would you do if number one, you were Georgina and your sister hired a PI, and then number two, that PI comes back with some video to show you, check things out?
Well, number one, don't shoot the messenger. Don't throw his iPad in the river.
Yeah, she saw that and she was upset, and she did fling it into the water, which
you could tell like that thing was in a thick waterproof case. Like he's used to that happening.
Yeah, if you're in that business, I think you should wait any sort of monitor you things on. I don't know, stick it on a cinder block or something like that, because a lot of people probably some emotion.
Yeah. I can't say that I would be particularly happy if I found out in that situation that my significant other was getting anally violated.
So let's step back to the first one. So someone hires a PI for you because you have your suspicions. Someone hires a PI for you.
Yeah, and twist, by the way, that person who hired the PI had a thing with that guy before...
Yeah, like 10 plus years ago.
Before Georgina and them got together.
Yeah, they had a little tryst a decade plus ago. So if someone hired a PI to help you get some information on your likely cheating spouse, what would you do? Would you say thank you? Would you say no thank you? Would you say let me handle that?
I mean, it seems like Ms. Actress is kind of the money bags of the family.
Yeah, Victoria.
She just kind of threw her money wherever it was needed. She had plenty of it. So, you sort of lose, the value of a dollar in a way. But, so, I don't think the value of it oh, you don't need to spend your money for this.
But you're Georgina and someone hires.
Yeah, so it's not even hires, it's someone's able to provide this service.
Well, but they're not able to provide it. And again, going back to, I don't know, having a conversation with people and actually discussing things before a decision is made. Victoria just hires this PI and says, I hired a PI investigator. Here he is. Meet him, say hi in your house. Okay, we'll get information tomorrow. So what would you do if you were Georgina, where someone just plowed ahead and made these moves to try to find out intel for you?
Okay, I maybe missed that part of the movie. I thought that Georgina knew it was happening, but I mean, maybe it was Victoria's idea.
Well, she knew what was happening. They were all arriving at the house.
Yeah.
And the PI arrived at the same time and says, here's what I'm going to do. I'm sending cameras, this, and this. You know, don't watch live. I'll basically give you a greatest hits, video highlights tomorrow. But it was something that Victoria had set up.
I mean, it's still Georgina's decision as to whether or not to do it.
Of course, but what would you do if you were Georgina?
Well, I mean, Georgina, if I thought my spouse was cheating and I've got somebody saying the PI to check that out, I mean, me personally...
Yes. What would you do? That's part
because
of our
of some
thing
of the
here.
individual skills that I have, I probably would need the PI because I could be my own PI.
You do like your cameras.
Well, it's not even just that. Like I have skills, and I'm not skills I'm not telling you about. Haha! Don't cheat on me. No. But assume don't have those skills. Yeah, sure. Why not? Because here's the thing: when you do that, it takes away the maybe. Either it's not maybe cheating, maybe it's not. Either he's cheating. I mean, I guess he didn't have to cheat that night to still be a cheater, but like you use that as your definitive. Like I'm not going to wonder anymore. And I think there is value in not wondering.
Yeah. I mean, any important decisions in life, you want to research, fact find, get all your information clear and accurate.
Yeah, the worst is when one partner thinks the other one's cheating. They're going to cheat. I'm going to cheat. And then they cheat. And
It's a
it comes out later
misunderstanding.
that the first one wasn't cheating.
Oh, no.
And now you're the cheater. Yeah. I mean, yeah, no.
Womp womp. So, that her husband has been cheating, plus kind of doing a little bit more. When you got that information, I mean, she basically drove back home from the wedding venue to their home with their two daughters. And as soon as they got in the door, she basically said, here are your car keys. You're going to go now. Bye-bye.
You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. Like, there's no point in being violent. You're just like, bye. Because when you're violent, it's that whole love and hate thing. And love and hate aren't that far off from each other. But if you're just like, okay, there's stuff there in the car for you. Here's your keys. Bye. You're more apathetic. And that's showing that you're more disconnected. And that's actually more hurtful.
Yeah, indifference is way more powerful than hate.
Yes, significantly more. So, yeah, actually, I think Georgina handled that. I mean, maybe not the way she handled it at the wedding, but once she got to the house, she handled it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, no notes on that one.
And then I guess one of the last what would you do's here is really exploring Victoria's relationship with the married guy. So number one, he's married. Number two, he's old enough to be her father because he is the same age as her mother. And he kind of pops in for an appearance on a helicopter, gives a gift that he was asked not to give. Admits to the mom that, I'm married, but I still want to take care of Victoria and keep her safe and her. Now again, so
Bye-bye.
it is what it is.
I mean, not shocked. I mean, famous, who's rich dude who's older and is really used to throwing money around, like not but his type money throwing around.
It's hard because it's not just the dynamic of dating someone old enough to be your father. It's having these intense feelings about your two fathers who both died and then carrying that into your romantic relationships. And that's clearly what that was.
Yeah, I will out somebody's damage. Put them in contact with a lot of money. Because once you have money, you have ways of easily, or around people with money, you have ways to easily show your damage to other people.
Well, one of the things that Tony Robbins says is money allows you to be more of who you are. If, you're a good, generous, kind person, you're going to do more good, kind, generous things. And if you're, a selfish, self-involved, mean person, or, someone who bulldozes people, it just gives you more money to do those things.
Yeah. It just amplifies you. So,
yeah.
I mean, like it becomes very clear when one has daddy issues when they're dating someone that's the age of their father who has a lot of money. Like, that's just, yeah. Obviously, I can't say I condone that.
And the fact that it ceases to be about any sort of romantic, loving relations. There's something under that. And, regardless of what that is, if it comes to something like daddy issues, which obviously just kind of has a playful connotation. But, there's a lot of baggage there in the fact that Victoria, felt a great sense of loss, and all of the daughters did. So, when you haven't fully processed that, or you're trying to replace a parental figure who you lost too soon in life with a romantic partner that's supposed to be that parental partner, then that gets messy for everybody, really.
Oh, yeah, and then the mom just rips the Band-Aid off for all three of them. Listen, guys, your dads, they weren't that good.
Yeah.
And that is the one thing about death. It canifies them to a point that, like, when you're dead, you can do no wrong.
Yeah.
So
we're young when the dads died. I think one of the oldest girl was Catherine, and I think she was 12. So
yeah, like
you don't really know what you're dealing with at 12. Like,
yeah, people don't usually become worse people in death.
Yeah.
So, and then die young. Like, yeah, it's a very weird dynamic, and it's very difficult to compete with the dead. So
yeah.
So
Love Glove!
Love Glove!
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.